Hal Brookwood had enough of Halloween. All of his 58 years on this planet has taught him one thing: begging is for losers. The fact that there's a holiday dedicated solely for that purpose confirms in his mind how far America has fallen. Once a land of freedom and capitalist ideals, the only true economic system worth a damn, has now been reduced to being run by those socialist commie pricks. Everyone wants a handout, a free ride, the easy way out. Every October, parents flood the streets with their spawn, encouraging them to go door to door and beg for candy. Beg! And why? Because they dress their demon seed in costumes? A sheet over the head with uneven eye holes is supposed to be scary? Shit. Hal knows scary. He's been in combat, watching his friends get blown to pieces, screaming as he runs into a village with no clue what's about to happen. Keep shooting anything that moves. That's how he made it home alive. Oh, there were innocent casualties, but as far as he was concerned, none of those dregs of humanity were actually innocent. He has no regrets. The problem is that he's the newest and youngest resident of the Brookhaven retirement home. Hal's heart attack and PTSD combined forced him to sell his home. And now he's here, a truly unworthy fate for a war hero. But with no relatives willing to speak to him, much less take him in, this is now his home. It's depressing. The smell of bleach, body odor, and death roam the halls like another resident. Hal doesn't complain though. He's the new guy and wants to make friends. From his interactions so far, he can determine two things. First, these are a bunch of liberal fuckheads who can't open their eyes enough to see the truth. And second, the meatloaf sucks. And of course they love Halloween. 2 days ago, Agnes Hamilton held a meeting in the common room. She laid out the plans for the upcoming Halloween without so much as an idea from the others. She was a bossy bitch, Hal decided, but he would comply for now. The children love coming here, Agnes said, and we love having them. A lot of us don't get visitors, unfortunately. It can be lonely and depressing. But at this time of year, we can once again see smiling, happy faces, if only for a night. So I encourage everyone to be at your doors, ready to hand out candy for our most precious visitors. Plans were made, candy brands decided, and Hal left the meeting in disgust. He was to buy miniature Hershey bars, according to Agnes. Sure, no problem. He secretly hopes at least one of those little shits gets diarrhea. It's October 30th and Hal just wants to sleep. A good couple hours of shut-eye before he has to take the bus into town to buy his allotted candy for the beggars. He laments that. This is his life now. He enters his room and is relieved to be away from everyone. They're a chatty bunch and he doesn't need that in his life. He forgoes undressing and flops on his bed, letting the darkness take him. It's Halloween day as Hal awakens. He half stumbles and half walks to the bathroom. He needs to piss and take a shower, hopefully in that order. After his basic necessities are taken care of, he hops on a bus into town. There he purchases the candy. It's a small bag, but he's not concerned about that. Once he runs out, he plans on turning out the lights, locking his door, and relaxing with a glass or two of whiskey. If any of his new neighbors wants to give him shit about it, well, bring it on. He smiles at the thought of an 80-year-old woman yelling at him for not buying enough candy. Maybe he just... no, stop that. He stiffens and lays out the Hershey bars into a mixing bowl. He watches a couple of nature documentaries and at last he hears "Trick or Treat" wafting through the hallway. It's time. He opens his door to a ghost. Just as he thought, a crudely made costume, an actual sheet with lopsided eye holes stares back at him. It holds out a plastic pumpkin in anticipation. Hal hesitates. He stares into the eyes through the sheet. A memory runs through his mind like an unwelcome streaker. He knows those eyes, he's sure of it. They look back, unblinking, as a raspy voice sounds off, "Trick or treat." He's taken back to Afghanistan. His company is charged with taking a village for the greater good, whatever that means. He's standing outside of a hut. The sun is an object of torture, penetrating his uniform, relentless, silent, and slowly draining his humanity away. His staff sergeant is a no-nonsense kind of guy. Sergeant Seaver looks him in the eye. "Corporal Brookwood, this hut now belongs to the United States Army. Go inside and secure it, soldier." Hal remembers that look on Sergeant Seaver's face. No nonsense, no bullshit, and no mercy. He acknowledges his superior and walks inside. The temperature is at least 10 degrees hotter. It stinks of old food and unwashed bodies. Laying on a thin mat is a man. He appears to be 80, but probably isn't a day over 50. War does that to a man. He has no weapon, and even if he did, his emancipated body wouldn't allow him to pick it up in time. The man is skinny, to the point of being mummified. His cheeks are so gaunt they suck inward to his cheeks. His rheumatic eyes are leaking a yellowish substance and staring right at Hal. He stares back and slowly raises his rifle. He doesn't notice the girl until the flash of his weapon takes out the man. She's covered in the viscera, unmoving. She's scared, of course, but she stares at Hal. Her eyes are unforgettable. He wants to reach out, but she runs away, screaming into the night. Can't blame her. Instead, they spend the night burning the village, watching as bodies burn and screams of pain and terror overwhelm the sound of crickets. Those same eyes now stare back at Hal. It's her. He knows it somewhere deep inside. The haunted stare, the confusion, the fear. "Trick or treat," she says again, more forceful. Throaty, guttural. She waves the bag in annoyance. Hal quickly scoops up his candy and throws it into her bag. His hands shake, his heartbeat quickens. He slams the door and backs away. He stares at the door for what seems like an eternity. He can vaguely hear other trick-or-treaters walking up and down the street. Laughs, high-pitched screams of delight, mothers admonishing their children to be polite. Hal has candy left, but ignores it. He turns off the light and sits in the dark as Halloween finally, thankfully, comes to an end. It's quiet and peaceful. No more trick-or-treating. No more begging. No more hallucinations. Because that's what it was, right? Hal figures his mind is playing tricks on him, and what better night than this? Lights outside are extinguished. Revelers going elsewhere. The calm brings a smile to his face. Finally alone again, a place he loves to be. He rises from his chair, his back creaking and protesting, but no matter. It's time for some truly worthy treats. Whiskey, ice, and a splash of tonic water. "Trick or treat," a whisper in his ear. He turns unsteadily, grasping the arm of his chair for balance. Nothing is there, just his room. It's familiar, safe. "Trick or treat, motherfucker." Hal swings through empty air, turning, looking for the source. Someone's in his room. He swivels around and around, fists at the ready. I need my gun. Yes, that's it. Someone wants to come into Hal's home and fuck around? Well, he'll show them. He storms to the bedroom where his handgun is tucked into a shoebox on the top shelf in his closet. He never makes it. A ghost stops him. He almost stumbles, but rights himself at the last minute. The eyes glare at him, a sheet of white with lopsided eye holes. I said, trick or treat. Hal releases a sound like a gasp, a scream he tries desperately to suppress. He turns back, running towards his front door. Yes, he can make it outside. 10 feet. 9. 8. He's running as fast as his bones allow. 7 feet and he's home free. His lungs are pumping, his stomach roiling, his legs feel like rubber. He hasn't had to run in years. 6 feet. He sees the handle, reaches out for it. He's going to make it. His breath is haggard, his lungs at full capacity. Yet he continues. 5 feet. 4. A smile breaks across his face. Hal's hand grasps the doorknob. He turns it. Locked. He desperately attempts to turn the deadbolt, but his hands are sweaty. Oh God. Oh God. Hal Brookwood was a veteran, a man who put the freedom of his country before his own life. We should celebrate him and all the warriors of our time. May God rest his soul. People stumbled out of the funeral home, tear-stained eyes, mourning the loss of whom everyone agreed was a good man. All except one. A little girl stood apart from the rest with a smile on her face. Only 12 more months to Halloween. She'll be back until everyone who killed her parents pays. And there are so many. The end.